Phillips file for this Thursday. Mo thinks she took a sleeping pill instead of a water pill.
I think I made a mistake.
I got this in the mail the other day from a, and usually when I get these things, I
you make Jack open them.
No, it's not that. It's
Throw them away.
I just don't pay unsolicited material. I just don't pay much attention to it. Right. But this caught my attention. It's a thing called Storm Stoppers. It's an alternative to plywood, and not quite sure what. But you use this to put over your windows in the case of a hurricane or a major storm or anything. And it was developed by an Orlando couple, and who went through some of the storms in Central Florida last year, and they said there's got to be something better than messing around with all that plywood.
It's like a cutting board.
It looks kind of like a cutting board. You know what it looks like? It looks like the material Otto said. You've seen the plastic U.S. mail tubs.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like that kind of material. Anyway, John is with Storm Stoppers, and we thought we'd spend a couple of minutes getting a little bit more information about this. This is a product where you look at it and say, oh, why didn't somebody think about this sooner? Hey, John, how you doing today?
Hi, Jim. Big fan of the show.
Thank you very much. Tell me about the Storm Stoppers. Who came up with this idea?
Well, myself and my partner, Lark Cruz, we're, like you said, an Orlando couple. We actually created it by accident last hurricane season when we couldn't find plywood.
Right.
Basically, we couldn't find plywood, and like a lot of people, they're putting bubble wrap and fence sections on their windows.
Yep.
And my former business, we had corrugated plastic and we had dual-lock fasteners, and in a pinch we said, what the heck? And it worked.
It's like two very, very thin pieces of plastic with corrugated plastic in between. What did you use this material for previously?
Well, what you're looking at is 3/8 of an inch thick, and it's translucent. Prior to that, what we were using was 1/8 of an inch thick corrugated, which is very common, like real estate signs, or go through a drive-through and you'll see corrugated plastic.
Yeah.
So we were using that, and in a pinch, we used that on our windows. Now, we quickly realized that although it worked fine for Francis and for Jean, we needed to lab test it, and we knew that it wouldn't pass any sort of impact. Our first impact lab was a batting cage, where we had like 90-mile-an-hour pitches, but we actually took it to a certified, state-accredited lab. They shoot 2x4s at it. Have you ever seen that test?
No, but anyway, they shoot 2x4s, and what happened with this material that you have?
Well, what they're looking for is no penetration.
Yeah.
And with us, because the dual lock takes the place of screws or nails.
Right.
So, and it also adds a big safety aspect that if you're inside a house with corrugated shutters or plywood, how would you get out if you had to?
Yeah, if it's
you're stuck.
Right. Good. Good point.
So, they shot the 2x4. There was no penetration, and the panel stayed firmly attached to the test frame, so it passed. So since then, Storm Stoppers, we have a bunch of dealers in the state. In fact, tomorrow we'll be out at the Central Florida Home and Garden Show.
Yeah, one of the things I like about this, it's durable. There's no question about that. We've tried to break it. We can't do that. We rammed Jack's head into it. Didn't make a dent at all.
I got a lump
Now,
on my head.
Tell me again how this attaches to my window. Do I cut it? Do you cut it? Does somebody have to install it? Does it attach? How does it attach to my window frame?
Well, the first thing is to cut it. You don't need any power tools. You can cut it with a box cutter.
Okay.
So, I mean, it appeals to primarily women who can't, a lot of people can't handle power tools, saws, and think of all the injuries out there by people mishandling a saw and cutting off a finger, trying to cut plywood. So you would cut it with a box cutter, a power saw, whatever your capability is. But the dual lock comes in pairs. And we tested them in a testing lab with a certain spacing. They're about 4.5 inches apart. So what you do is you attach. You see how there's a liner there, the thing that says 3M Dual Lock?
Yes.
If you peel that back,
I'm doing that now.
If you peel it back, it exposes the adhesive.
Correct.
So you would attach the pairs every 4.5 inches to the window frame.
I got you. Okay.
And then put the panel up. When you take it down, the fasteners separate. So when you go to reinstall it, while your neighbor's looking for his screw gun and standing in line getting plywood, you can put up storm stoppers in about 20 minutes.
This is really a pretty good idea. I have to admit, it's like, geez, why didn't somebody think about this before? And what I like about it, you can see through it. Well, you can't see through it, but it lets light in.
Yeah,
you put plywood up in your house, and all of a sudden you're in the bat cave.
Yeah, the other thing is the weight.
Yeah.
You know, a sheet of plywood's about 70 pounds. Our largest storm stopper, which is 65 by 108.
Right.
And that's another thing, is plywood's only 4 by 8. So let's say you have a window that's 52 by 62.
Yeah.
You'd need 2 sheets of plywood, and it would look ugly. Not to mention unsafe, heavy, and all that. But our biggest panel is 65 by 108.
How much does it, now, cost-wise, compare this to a sheet of plywood?
Well, cost-wise, it's a little more expensive. Plywood, you do have the ancillary stuff. You need the drills, you need screws, you generally need 2 people, and it's not reusable year after year.
Right.
So plywood's maybe, I'm not a building professional, but maybe $1.50 a square foot plus all that stuff.
Right.
The average cost of a storm stopper uninstalled is about $3.50 a square foot.
Yeah.
But because it's impact rated, plywood's not, by the way. A lot of people, I don't know if you want to mention our website or not.
Sure, go ahead.
It's storm-stoppers.com.
Yeah, I think it's a good product. I would advise people to check it out. I mean, I'd rather work with stuff like this than a big sheet of plywood, cut my finger off.
Well, one thing I was going to say, Jack was interested in our lab testing.
Yeah.
It might be interesting for him, since you guys, it doesn't sound like have ever seen that 2x4 impact test. We're impact testing some storm stoppers later next month. If Jack would like to come out to the testing lab and see it for himself, we'd be happy to have him.
Only if we can put Jack in the machine and have him thrown at this material at 150 miles an hour. That's give me the website address again.
It's www.storm-stoppers.com.
You're getting a lot of interest, whether it's from, Home Depot, Lowe's type outfits, or have you gotten anybody to come along and say, sell out, I'll buy you out? This is, I think, a great idea.
Well, thank you. It appeals to women, the elderly. It gives freedom back to a lot of people who can't handle plywood. Yeah. We do not sell through those home improvement centers that you speak of, primarily because of service. We sell through smaller mom and pop. In fact, a couple of our dealers are firemen who recognize the safety aspect, in their profession, going into a burning house covered in plywood. How do they get in? If they had storm stoppers, it'd be easy to get out from the inside, and it'd also be easy to break in.
Hey, just break out the box cutter and go at it, or the fire.
No, you don't
axe.
even have to do that. You see the fasteners.
Oh, that's right. Just peel it off. Right, I got
That's
you.
exactly right, and the fasteners disengage, and you're free.
All right. This is a great idea. It's a great product, and rarely would I go on the air and say that, but it's worth, I think, everybody checking out, especially
if
we're in the
they come
path
out
of
to the
hurricanes.
home show, can I give out our booth number?
Sure.
It's booth number 269.
Okay.
The home show starts tomorrow and runs through Sunday. In fact, if they make it out by 3:30, we're giving a seminar, Top 10 Reasons Not to Use Plywood.
Oh, there you go. Well, might hear from that industry in the not-too-distant future. Hey, good luck with this. And
I'm going to that home show. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, check it out. Booth 239, is that right?
269.
269. Good luck with this, John. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for having us on.
You got it. This is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I've been using the same plywood. 99, I forget what the hurricane was. But I had the same plywood. It warps a little. And also now, from leaving it like in a moisture area, it's got a little mold on it.
Storm Stoppers, the plywood alternative. Have you checked this out, Audie? This is not bad.
I actually saw the video. I think it was Channel 6 did a thing on it not too long ago, and I saw that. And the guy took a baseball bat, the reporter, and smacked it a couple times.
Not too shabby.
I can't imagine one of the 2 box stores. Once they see something like that, I can see the one of them buy it outright. Make it exclusive for one of them.
I'm waiting for 3M or somebody to step up and buy them.
I wouldn't be surprised
Make
for
it in
somebody
mass,
John and his partners all of a sudden sitting pretty.